Welcome everybody to another night of the NBA Pre-Lock Show right here with Daily Sports. Follow us at Win Daily Sports, WinDailySports.com, Win Daily Sports on YouTube. Hit the subscription, hit the bell. As always, sign up for that free membership. All this sponsored by the Sharp app, your one-stop shop, WinDailySports.com,
What
Win
am I?
Daily
You hear
Sports
me
on
echoing? Do
YouTube.
I hear an echo, guys? You hear me?
That was me. My bad. I still had YouTube up from pasting it in Discord. That's me.
Oh, okay. You scared me there for a minute. I'm like, why do I hear myself double?
It's the same
I
thing.
was
I'm
gonna
like,
say,
oh crap, turn it off, turn it off.
if my internet's bugging out right now, it's not a good time. I was about to
That's
say,
all right. That's all
That's
right. Hey,
Mr. Tech support over here. That's my bad.
right. Well, we're hamstrung by technology nowadays, boys. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Technology dictates what we do, right? Doesn't even matter. And look, so Keith says, "Is it me or a bad echo?" Yeah, Keith.
yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
we fixed
My
that. It's
bad.
Adam messing with me already.
Just making sure people are paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Got to keep them on their toes, man. Got to keep them on toes. Last night, another good night. Last night, listen, we were 3/2 of a prop away from almost 100% prop night, man. It was a really good night. Really good cores played out on both sides. So we're back at it tonight. It's 10 games. Last night, we had a big tonight 10 games. So this is that going again? Jeff says, "Is it me or a bad echo?" I don't hear an echo.
I'm tripping because I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Now I'm tripping.
I don't hear it.
Maybe no, I don't hear it at all either. My main
Hopefully it's better
question.
now.
My main question is Joker, Trae, Joker, Harden. Jimmy, not now. All right, he says not now. All right, we're good. We're good.
Jimmy, you could just say Trae or Harden.
Yeah, he's already
Joker and Trae and Joker and Harden. Why are you trying to trip us up, man? Just say Trae or Harden. It's all right.
Yeah, Jimmy's already hitting the firepower right here, hitting the firepower. But again, listen, just so everybody knows, it's been great. I mean, all the interaction. I know Adam does it on Discord. A lot of people on Twitter. This through DMs, through YouTube, great engagement. Keep it coming because again, man, we like the interaction as much as possible. That's why we do what we do. So, boys, like we always do, man. Looking at these games, obviously there's a lot of interesting plays tonight, and again, it's 5:11 right now, Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast, and there's still 2 hours, an hour and a half of updates left. We don't know what's going to happen, but boys, I am so excited for the versus DeJounte Murray show tonight. I just cannot wait to see those two go back and forth. So is there a way? Because I'm playing both of them. I don't care. I'm going to give away half my core anyway. I'm going toe-to-toe with DeJounte Murray and Ja Morant. But Ghost, are you excited for this matchup?
Yeah, to say the least. That's going to be fun. And DeJounte didn't even hit 30 minutes last night too, so Pop's gonna play in 36 tonight, and that's gonna be
he's ready to roll.
He's ready to roll in the second half of a back-to-back here, and it's gonna be some great basketball to watch. So definitely looking forward to that one.
I can't wait. Adam, I know what games got your right away was in your focus before you even started doing updates. What was the one game you were looking at?
Yeah, so tonight's a bit more spread out because everything was so concentrated on the Pelicans last night. You like my cash lineup didn't have anybody past 8 p.m. and that's kind of a scary proposition. I don't think I moved more than a spot once those games ended. Like nobody played any other game than Pelicans.
That was gross yesterday. That was not. That was
dude. And like slates like that they kind of suck, right? Because if you try and get different, you basically got penalized last night because every piece of chalk just went full ham sandwich. Like it was not. Oh, he had a good game. He got the little emoji that we like, that we, everything's flames. No, they went for 12x value. It was ridiculous. But for tonight, it is a bit more spread out. And I think one of the ones that have to carry a lot of interest is Sacramento at Atlanta. Sacramento just got their doors blown off last night. So, these guys, didn't play their full complement of minutes. We're still not sure about De'Aaron Fox tonight. He's missed the past couple games. I mean, if he sits again, Halliburton sucked last night. I am going right back to the well because one game does not make a difference to me. In this game environment, I mean, Halliburton has 60 DK upside.
I like that. I like bring him to Philly, please. Bring him to Philly, please. And you know what the worst part about that is? I'm watching last night doing a live show for Heat Ratio Sports, and I'm sitting there on the big screen watching my Sixers down by 8 to this JV squad of the Pelicans. Like, what's going on, man? Tell me
Dude,
this isn't a
these
dream,
squads have
man.
these squads have been on point these past couple
Man.
weeks.
Dogs
You
are
think you're gonna
barking.
blow out and yeah,
Dogs are barking.
the benches are coming out swinging.
Man, I was
Guys are out
like
here
Jackson
fighting for their
Hayes throwing
lives,
down
man.
the
Like,
bangers.
they just want to be in the league next year.
Seriously, they're out there fighting for their job, man. They put up a fight.
Yeah, they did. They did, and it took a very, very soft 33-point output from Tobias Harris and a dominant performance by my man JoJo.
Did you really got to the
take
line
that.
20 times yesterday?
That's insane.
I looked at that this morning and I almost threw up.
It's
Did
insane.
everybody
Got to the
but Hernan
line.
Gomez foul him? Because Hernan
Yeah,
Gomez
he
didn't even
went-
foul the guy.
8. Yeah, let's not talk about that. That was
The whole reason we backed off Hernan Gomez, he smashed him.
that was a nice little right where the sun don't shine to my lineups, because apparently JoJo can get to the line 20 times and Hernan Gomez has 0 fouls. So that was
makes no sense.
that was I was having a lot of fun with that, that's for sure. But yeah, the man went 18 for 20 from the stripe yesterday. That was wild.
JoJo is, again, I'm just telling you, he is mature now. Whether it's because he had a kid, whether it's the Doc Rivers veteran leadership, whether it be Sam Cassell, whoever it is, when that team's got into Joe, and finally he's taking this shit seriously, and he's all in, man. He's playing like, I think was Shaq today said he's playing as the best player in the NBA right now, and listen, no disrespect to Steph Curry, because I'm a huge Steph Curry guy, but JoJo's on a mission, man. He is on a mission. So, Ghost, let's get right into these cores, right? So, like we always do on the show, we're going to go. We got some cores, we got some value plays. Now we're going to go props for profit like we always do. And in the meantime, you see something that catches our eye, please let us know. We'll put it up on the screen. So, Ghost, I love Ghost's core at the end. Last night, it was pick a Raptor. Tonight, it's pick a Pacer, right? So, it's Trae, Bismack,
Hey, the Raptors went
Biombo,
nuts.
Cam.
Raptors went nuts yesterday.
Yo, they did go nuts. And after Scotty Barnes, we told Scotty Barnes he was out. He still went nuts.
It was
Crazy.
spicy pea time yesterday. We were saying that in Discord all day, and then when Scotty was out, that was a lot of fun.
That was a wrap.
That was a lot of fun. Cash big on the Raps too.
Talk about this core, man. What we got going? I love Trae. Obviously,
I'm
we
going
just talked about
Trae.
playing the Sacramento game, right?
He's the cover boy for Adam and I's article today as well. I'm sorry, Adam, if you disagree. I wrote today, and I would just love Trae, but I apologize in advance for that one. But
We're really not going to help Jimmy out, because I'm different.
I just threw Trae Young up there, so my bad if you wanted to put someone else, but I just put Trae because this is a dream matchup for Trae Young. Sacramento dead last in the league in points allowed in the paint per game, and Trae Young is 4th in the league in drives per game, and that's what he does. He's able to knock down the 3, and his pick and roll offense is one of, if not the most efficient pick and roll in the entire NBA. And now he's got a healthy Clint Capella and a healthy John Collins up there to run both. It's going to be a Trae Young field day today, so I will be looking at him in my core at the top of the pricing range. For the Suns Jazz, if the game looks familiar, good. It should. This was a spot that we called out on the show just a couple days ago to stack that game, and it went nuts. Whether Utah had their guys or not, that game still went nuts. And tonight, it's a lot of rinse repeat. I'm going to Bismack, Biombo, and Cam Johnson, both of them together, because I will not be playing either one of Chris Paul or Devin Booker. I'm going to the Phoenix Suns of value. And not only are they still down Jade Crowder and DeAndre Ayton, they're also without JaVale McGee tonight. So Bismack Biyombo and Jalen Smith are both going to get a heavy dose of minutes at the 5 there for the Suns. And Cam Johnson is just Cam Johnson. If you don't know I like Cam Johnson by now, then you haven't been watching the show enough over the years. So Cam Johnson. And then tonight, the pick a Raptor of yesterday is pick a Pacer on this wet Wednesday, because they're facing the exact same Charlotte Hornets that Toronto just absolutely obliterated. And now we have the Indiana Pacers without Domantas Sabonis and without Miles Turner and without Malcolm Brogdon. And there is a lot of touches to be had for our boy Karis LeVert at the near top of the pricing range, and Goga in the paint in the mid range, and also the spicy version of the pick a pacer edition, Jeremy Lamb off the bench in the punt range, and Isaiah Jackson as well. If you are not a Goga guy tonight because you're worried about the fact that he did not start that second half in the last game, O'Shea Brissett actually started, Isaiah Jackson has been ridiculously efficient in his 15 to 20 minutes coming off the bench. And with the Pacers looking towards the future, it would not surprise me one bit to see him get, even if it's just an extra 5 minutes, that could do some serious damage for Isaiah Jackson's fantasy score tonight on DraftKings at 3,800.
Like if we're going all pacered up in the core tonight. I really, really like it, man. I love it. And again, it's funny, you mentioned Ghost, you're talking about the article and that, I scheduled all these a week out and our man George hooked me up with the one image. And what I did was I enhanced it with players for each night. And I got Jimmy Buckets and Trae Young. So I kind of helped just both out with that. You got both of your guys on there. So, but yeah, and we didn't even talk about that as always on the same page. So now we're going to go to Adam and Adam's core right here. Adam, again, couple familiar names. This is what happened last night. So Adam, let's speak of your core.
Yeah, I mean, the Cam Johnson, Bismack plays. Ghost just went over him, hit him, right on the head. I'm going to go probably Harden over Trae. I'm not saying Trae is a bad play by any stretch. I feel a little more comfortable with Harden's 70-point upside and actually hitting it. It's not to say Trae cannot hit 70 DK himself tonight. He certainly can. But Harden's a bit safer to me. And the fourth piece is kind of still news dependent, right? It's only not quite 5:30. We're still waiting on Kings news. We're still waiting on Raptors news because Raptors could be in the same spot they were last night as far as personnel, even if the matchup's a little bit different. But a guy like Gary Trent, I mean, he played 42 minutes last night. He's still 5K. I'm sorry, he didn't play 42 minutes. He played 35, scored 42
points.
DK. He's 5K flat. I mean, with the shots available, if FVV and Scotty Barnes are out, that's pretty hard to pass up at shooting guard at 5K. I mentioned Halliburton. If Fox is out, that's where I'm going to get my exposure. If I'm not going to play Trae Young, I'm still going to get into that game by playing Halliburton. We've seen consistent 50, 55 DK point upside when Fox has been out. And then that's when you can work your pace turn because obviously Charlotte is the flow chart matchup of fantasy goodness this year. If you see anybody versus Charlotte, you want a piece. And I will probably get my Goga exposure. I wrote this up for the Yahoo article today. He's $14 on Yahoo. Like he's much more competitively priced on DK. $14 on Yahoo is absurd out of a $200 budget.
I love the Cam Johnson plays, man, because he was a cat I was on in the beginning. Like loved, he's so cheap. He was always in that 34 to 3,500 realm. And now he's finally getting that exposure. Like we knew he would. He's a ridiculous player. I absolutely love it. So, and again, I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. It's just the way I roll. That's why I got the name Jigsaw. But I got to go with my boy Ja. I love the John Murray show when you play. When you have two guys that are young and that want the spotlight going up against each other, I'm always going with them 9 times out of 10. I love this matchup. I think they're both going to explode. And listen, Jason, I know wants to love him some John Randall, but I'm going to go with my man RJ Barrett, who's in the last couple games has really, really shown that he's ready to take the stage. I like it. Be consistent. I mean, you're talking about he almost has 100 DK points in 2 games, and that's a lot for RJ Barrett. So for me at 7,800, I get him into my core. And then I'm going to go with one of my young playmakers that I absolutely love on a bad team in Jalen Suggs. I love what Suggs has been able to do. He's going to get major clock like he always has. And again, this is all about volume, 34, 35, 33. You see consistently 35 to 37, throws out 46 in there for 5,800 under 6,000. So I really like this course. So fellas, let's talk about value. And we go right into value play. Anybody that's standing out to you guys that think, hey, whether it be 3,000, 3,500. Last night we talked about, a lot of Pelicans. Jackson Hayes was one of them. We had Garrett Temple a couple of days ago. We talked about Alvarado, but his ownership was high. So, Adam, any guys sticking out to you that in that range that looks pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, we typically kind of, cut it off around the 5K range. So somebody I'm still looking at that's just under that. I'm still willing to go back to Patty Mills. In a matchup against Denver, he's one of the only other guys that can be kind of relied upon as a consistent scorer for Brooklyn. Now, consistency, maybe that's kind of the wrong word because this 3-point shot does need to be on to really, kind of exceed his price tag. But the guy's still shooting over 42%. He's probably playing more minutes than they ever envisioned him when they signed Patty Mills before the start of the season. But, Harden does need a sidekick. He can't do it all in every single game without KD, without Kyrie. So I do still like going right back to Patty Mills, even though he kind of underwhelmed last night a little bit with just 21 DK.
I like it. Listen, somebody, like you said, somebody's got to go on that Brooklyn squad, and especially in home games, right? We already know Durant's out because of an injury, but now you got Kyrie at home games, can't play. So there's somebody's got to be the 1B to the 1A, right? So, Ghost, who you got, buddy?
Just before I get into the values, I will mention that Gordon Hayward just landed in health and safety protocols. So usually when there's
Keith
one,
hooked us up with that too. So
right. So whenever it's health and safety protocols in particular, this isn't just an injury that Gordon Hayward's been missing the past couple of games with. He's actually in health and safety protocols now. So usually when there's one, it's not just one. So keep an eye on that when it comes to the Charlotte Hornets and Indiana Pacers game. And that game is also completely off the books. So something worth looking at, because when it's off the books, it's not because of Gordon Hayward. I can tell you that much.
Gordon Hayward's not causing that to go off the books.
He's been out for quite some time now. So the fact that it's off the books now is something to keep an eye on. But when it comes to the values outside of Bismack Biyombo and Cam Johnson, for me, I'm looking at the Clippers rotation tonight. And what's worrisome about this is that it gets real dicey because you don't know what Ty Lue's going to throw out there, what sort of combination he's going to be able to put on the court at once. But coming off a ridiculous comeback victory against the Wizards last night, second half of a back-to-back here, and it wasn't the usual guys that got the run. It was Reggie Jackson, Ivica Zubac, and Nick Batum all riding the bench the entire game, while Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, and my boy Isaiah Hardenstein leading the charge out there. So friendly matchup against Orlando here today. Orlando's young. They're up and coming. They will be strong, in the foreseeable future. But for right now, they're very turnover prone and they make a lot of mistakes. And that's something that, while a lot of these guys are still young in their own right, the guys like Terrence Mann, they have that playoff experience, and being surrounded by guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, even if it's in the locker room, even if it's in the training room, it impacts their game. So I'm looking hard at Terrence Mann at 3,700 on DK. And if you're getting a little spicy, Isaiah Hardenstein is certainly worth mentioning, as is Luke Kennard. I believe Luke Kennard's just over that 4K threshold there. So if we're sticking under 4K, I will mention Terrence Mann and Isaiah Hardenstein.
Listen, I like it. I'm sticking way under 4K, right? So my FFVPs tonight, I like DeAndre Bembry. Listen, when Bembry plays over 20 minutes, he averages a point per minute. When he plays over 20, it's a point per minute. So you're guaranteed to play over 20 tonight. So he's going to get you 20 if the statistics are wrong. For 3,400, I think that's a good fill-in after you get your core. And I like Mr. Wade from Cleveland. I think that game might get out of hand. I think he's going to get some extra clock tonight. And again, these are really bonus plays under the gun here. But he played 35 minutes against the Knicks, and he scored 27 DK points. So, again, Lauri Markkanen out. So, Wayne's going to play a little more. So, do I expect 35? Probably not. But 25 minutes for Wayne, for Wade can give me 20 points, I'm sold. So, again, let's see. We got some comments coming in. You got Jimmy says, Harden, Levert, man, he's got, look, Devo, Mills, Hallie, he's got it all, man. He's just throwing it all out there, man. There's that Hallie name, and Mills. He's getting it right. See it, checking in. Says, I want in on this show just for the street cred. But see, you just got to come on this show for the hair and the polos. That's it. They come on with the hair. He's just going to set us off, set us apart from the rest. So see it anytime, buddy. As always, just get those golf picks. Get those golf picks in. That's all that matters right now, right? For that Farmers Insurance Open. So let's get to this, guys. Now, before we go to props for profit, so we're rolling along here well. I think this is the way we want to go going forward. So what do you think? Is there any else, before we start getting to props, any other games you guys want to touch on? Any news maybe that's just come out or updates in your mind to certain games you're looking at or plays?
For me, I don't really think there's a ton that we didn't already outline. The only other person I'm going to throw out, the game environment itself is pretty ugly. Jimmy Butler should not be 8,500 ever on DK, ever. I understand Tyler Hero's back, Kyle Lowry's still out. There's a ceiling game coming from Butler, and heck, he just scored 61. And his price went down. Tell me how that works. You put up 61 DK and your price goes down $200. Just from the salary perspective alone, that doesn't make sense. I kind of flirted with him as a core play, and maybe if the news doesn't break my way, maybe that he ends up in the lineup. Jimmy Butler under or at 8,500 is silliness. He should never be that salary ever.
That's a great call, and I think I didn't look, guys, but I think, is that a primetime game tonight? Is that national game? I know it's usually they're 8. It's a 7:30. I think that's a national game tonight.
It is.
Yeah.
So primetime
Jimmy Buckets, prime time.
Prime time Jimmy Buckets.
You also have DeMar DeRozan torching the Raptors. So,
I like that play. How about you, Ghost?
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be DeRozan, the one guy that's I'll mention an out of left field play. Not so much out of left field as Jimmy Butler, because he will be in my main lineup there. I don't know how much both of us love Jimmy Butler tonight, but if you're looking for a way out of left field play where probably looking at sub 5% of the field rostering him tonight, DeMar DeRozan at 8,200. He was just 9,500, and yes, the return of Zach LaVine complicates things a little bit. He torches the Raptors. Everyone knows that, and this is a game where starters are going to be out there on both sides. And if you want a piece of it, especially if Toronto's going to be down some bodies, depending on what happens with Fred VanVleet and Scotty Barnes, DeMar DeRozan at 82 certainly fits nicely there in that Jimmy Butler range.
That's really low, man. 8,200 for
82. No, that's
he was just 95.
Right.
Wow.
Literally 2 days before Zach LaVine came back, he was 9,500. So
yeah.
It's something worth monitoring. He's scoring at a ridiculous pace right now. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, again, this is why we do this show, right? These are these hidden values, and sometimes this is what you need to do. Maybe you're not seeing it, you're overlooking it. You see these studs, you're like, wait a minute, you missed that 500. So, as always, that's what you get here at Win Daily Sports. So make sure win 1 week of Win Daily Gold plus the Optimizer. This is where we're getting everything we're talking about right from our site, right from that paper to our brain to our mouse to this screen. You use the code word radio, RADIO. Get your 1 week of gold free, and trust me, you'll never go away because you're going to like it so much. And we're going to go right back right now to one of our favorite segments, which is props for profit. And last night we almost got it, man. We almost got it. We almost went 90%. We almost went 4 for 5. It was a good night. As always, we do a lot of plus money or close to plus money as possible to try to make our profits up, right? So props for profit is the reason why. And again, that's why this show is sponsored by the Sharp app, your one-stop shop for all things sports betting. So, boys, you sent on to me earlier. It's funny. We're all over, which is great. So I'm going to start with Adam, and I labeled these. So right away, Adam, you got talk about your man, Jimmy Buckets, right here.
Yeah, it's kind of a rule for me and Ghost. If he's under 35.5 and the juice is not minus 150 or something that's kind of not worth playing, that's just I'm gonna hit that every single time. And like I said, the game environment's not spectacular. Don't get me wrong. There's better game environments overall, but again, it's under 35. The juice isn't terrible, and the other two bets I have are underdogs. So if we miss one of those, Butler should help make up for the difference if we miss, but we're not hoping that.
And then you got the Joker in here, right? Plus 100 on FanDuel.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's a lot, but Jokic is averaging 13.9. So this is technically right under what he averages on a good day. And who's rebounding with the Brooklyn Nets right now? Kevin Durant was one of their best rebounders. Like, you don't think of it, but the way that team's set up, he is one of the better rebounders. Yes, Harden rebounds, so he makes sure he gets his triple doubles and all that. That's great. Jokic is one of the best rebounders in basketball. He's one of the only 5 guys that averages over 20 chances per night. He just had 21 last night, which is just ridiculous. If he goes for another Barbara Walters special, which for those of you who don't know, it's 20 points, 20 rebounds, 2020, I would not be utterly shocked. So to get him at a rebound prop under 15 at plus money, I really like that play.
I like it too. I like it. Listen, he's like an instant double every single night. I mean, it's just
He
that's
walks
why
on
it's
the
like,
floor in double doubles.
yeah, it's
It's just automatic.
and I think it's like minus 800 for a double for Joker. So it's like it's crazy, man. I love it, and we got a couple more. We'll get through. We'll swing this around. I'm going to go Jalen Suggs. I'm going to go right back to the Suggs train. Listen, 21 assists in 3 games. He's averaging 7. So 5.5 with a plus 120 number for me in this game. That I got to do it. It's just it breeds to me money. So and again, I want to go right to the Bagley train. Marvin Bagley in that Sacramento game. He's over 11.5. Now here's the thing. This is what I'm looking at. We already pegged this game, this Sacramento Atlanta game, number 1 for pace, number 2 because there's going to be some points in that game, right? So I really like this play. Again, it's plus money. So Atlanta, I know their front court is getting healthy and they're back, but listen, if you look at the points, except for last night against Boston, which that was an aberration, that was a terrible game. So he's going to be back tonight, right? And before that, if you look at his first 4, he's at his lowest output is 13. He's averaging 16 per game. So this 11.5 number to me is very attainable. And if I can get plus 100, I'm over it all day. Now, Ghost, you're going to the DeJounte wagon, right? 10 plus assists.
I mean, is anyone surprised at this point? Plus 120.
Plus 120. Right?
Listen, if you wanted to run back the triple double that we didn't get last night, it's still plus 330. I wouldn't be opposed to a pizza money bet there.
Oh, nice. I like that. Because you got the Harden triple double.
They're giving us money, man. It just
Same
thing I said yesterday. Yesterday he was 4 for 4 against bottom 5 defenses that allow the most assists per game to opposing primary ball handlers. He's got the same matchup again tonight, and he's going to make it 5 for 5. He only played 20 minutes yesterday, still managed to dish out 10 dimes. It's the same thing again tonight against Ja.
He's up
with
to 350 on DK.
And I'm going. I'm going to go back to the well. Right to Murray again. He boned me last night. He was 1 for 7. It's not going to happen tonight. And the number went from plus 115 to plus 155. So, damn it, Murray, get me that extra 3 tonight. Show up, Ja. Show him you're here. I need that, man. I need to pay my kids tuition. So, again, Ghost, Trae, there's your boy. Plus, over 30 plus points. What do you got, man?
It's the dream matchup. Sacramento. Oh,
that's the Celtics.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show tonight, Trae Young. That it's just going to be absolutely absurd. So everything points to Trae Young going for 30 and 10 tonight. If you want to bet the double-double, it's a little juicier. For me, it's going to be 30 plus. If you want to bet points plus assists, you could take this one a bunch of different ways. For me, the best value was on 30 plus points. The prop was at 28.5 when I took it, so that's why I was at minus 105. If it's moved up to 29.5, you could turn to the points and assist prop. It's likely going to be at the number that you see on your screen there. Anything regarding points and assists for Trae tonight that's under the number 45 is going to be an over for me. So
watch Trae Young go off tonight. I love it. Adam says Bismack Biombo over 12.5. Adam, I like this number. I think that's too low for Biombo.
Yeah, man, I really do as well. I mean, this guy with Phoenix, like he's almost like on the border of resurrecting his career. Like he kind of washed out of Charlotte, but he's been phenomenal since he signed with Phoenix. 10-day contract turns into a full deal. He's averaging 10.8 points, and that's with splitting time with McGee. With McGee out, now Jalen Smith's probably going to play a little bit of a role, but he's kind of, in trade rumors and everything else right now. So Phoenix might kind of ice him out as far as that goes. You look in Bismack is averaging 1.5 points per possession as the pick and roll man. Defensively, Utah is bottom 10 in points per game, and that's when Rudy Gobert is playing. Without Gobert, that number's just going to get worse. With Chris Paul feeding him the ball all night, I think he hammers this over pretty comfortably.
I like it. I do. Especially you made a great point about McGee being out too. So that just helps and enhances this bet 100%. I do. And when we talk about numbers and minutes, I mean, I know Drew Holiday is back and he's finally back to form, but George Hill still played 30 minutes last night, and he's shooting 40% for three over his last 4 games. All we're asking him to do is get 2. And against that Cleveland team, in Milwaukee, I think that game's going to kind of get out a little bit. Plus 185 is a huge number to me. So I'm going all in on that. And I love this one for Ghost. This is a good one. So he loves these combo ones, right? He loves the combo ones. And he's going right back to the well with Indiana again. LeVert, 8+ assists plus Indiana win player combo. Ghost, you're killing it, man. Plus 400.
This one's a sprinkle. So that one for me is going to be the Wet Wednesday Don Julio special of the day, plus 400, 8+ dimes for LeVert. Pacers to take this win.
We may have to talk to the FCC because we on this show now we're talking Wet Wednesday. We were double D's, double C. Like I don't even know if somebody tuned into this and didn't notice a basketball show. We could be in trouble right now. But
yeah, we could be. But they know that they keep coming back because the money's there. So the money's been there. Like this is going to be the pizza bet of the day. Don't go crazy on this one. It should be no less than a fourth of a unit for you, but. Look, LeVert takes over primary ball handling roles, and Charlotte is third last in the league. On top of that, being top 2 in pace, bottom 2 in defensive rating. When it comes to the primary ball handlers in particular, like I was saying, they're bottom 3 in assists allowed per game, and LeVert now takes over that role with Malcolm Brogdon out. So Vegas still has this one as a tight game. It just got taken off the books. News can be coming in Charlotte. They're on the second half of a back-to-back. They just got absolutely wiped by my Raptors, and it is a prime bounce back spot for the Hornets, but at plus 400 you can't pass that up because if Indiana wins this game, LeVert's getting 8+ assists, and that for me is just way too much value to pass up.
I love it.
That game is back up for the record.
What's that?
The game is back up. Pacers are +2, plus 110 on the money line, 228.5 total. So not too much really changed.
There we go. That's good.
So I think they may have taken it off just in case another player got ruled out. Because like Go said, it's not always one when it's health and safety protocols, understandably.
Exactly.
So I think they just kind of protected themselves. But it looks like it's relatively the same game.
Must have had those rapid tests, but in numbers real fast to get that back up. Keith says, "What do you guys think about Morris? The Nets give up 50+ to the point guard spot. Interesting. What do you think, Ghost?"
I'm not a DVP guy, so for me it would just be more about Monte Morris's role. And I don't like looking at what teams do against certain positions because it all depends on player types. So when I mention guys, like you'll see that I don't mention assists allowed per game to point guards. To me, that it's not the best way to look at it. You have to look at primary ball handlers and match that secondary ball handlers, slashers, spot up shooters, point forwards. Like you have to look at player types more so if you are looking at that kind of stuff. For me, Monte Morris is a guy that'll be safe, but doesn't offer much ceiling at his price point right now. And with on top of the fact that the Nuggets are just absolutely obsessed with playing Campazzo for some reason, his ceiling, and Adam can speak to that because he watches the Nuggets more than anyone there. So like they're just, if you're playing anyone tonight from that game, it's Joker and Harden and some Brooklyn value. If you want to take a chance on Bembry, Bruce Brown, or I will say this, I have this weird feeling in my stomach that Cam Thomas sees some serious minutes tonight after only playing 9 minutes yesterday. That just didn't make sense. He has way too much offensive upside. So I'll throw him in there. He would be third in that ranking because obviously the safer, more logical play makes sense to play. I do like your call on Bembry, Tony. He grades out well for me today, and Bruce Brown as well. But
Bruce
Cam
Brown
Thomas has
is
some
another one.
sneaky offensive upside in a game that they're going to need a ton of offense. And yesterday, that's exactly what they were lacking outside of James Harden. So for me, if you're getting exposure to that game, it's going to be the low punt plays with Brooklyn, or you're going right to the top. Joker, Harden, enjoy the show.
Plus,
Adam,
Steve Nash is a psycho with his rotations lately.
Yeah, that too.
What do you
Not,
think?
yeah,
I mean-
he's out of control with his rotation.
Jimmy wants to know, is 3 nets too much? Helps me fit in Harden, buckets, and DDR. I don't know, Adam. What do you think? I think it may be.
I think it is too. I think you got to make a call if you prefer buckets or DeRozan. I don't think you try and squeeze both of them in. We don't have the value that we did last night, so it's a little bit harder to pay up for those guys. But, having said that, Steve Nash is a nut job with his rotations and not being able to concretely say, okay, this guy's going to get 30 minutes, with Harden, without KD, without Kyrie, it'd probably be a pass for me. I'd probably downgrade buckets or DDR because I don't think you need both. Neither one of those guys are going to be very popular. You play one, that's enough of a difference maker right there.
I agree. I do. I would definitely pivot 100%. Mark checking in on Twitch. Hassan Whiteside, is he in play for you guys? What do you got here, Adam?
The only thing that I'll say is a lot of the Jazz guys have started to get priced up without Mitchell because he's been out for, I think about a week now, and Gobert's been out for a couple games. So, now you see the salary structure catching up to what the Jazz should be. Clarkson 74, Conley 72, Whiteside 66. Like, if I'm going to pay that for center, I'm probably just going to play Goga and hope he plays 32 versus the Hornets and, sit back and watch my 50 DK points rack up.
Utah also went small last time against Phoenix. Like, in what was essentially a 7-man rotation, Whiteside only played 32 minutes. And I know it seems like a lot, but in a 7-man rotation, it's not. Like, Rudy Gay played more minutes than he did off the bench. And Daniel House actually played the most minutes on that team that night, even more so than Jordan Clarkson. So they could, now that they have Royce O'Neal back, like, they could play him at the 5. Like, Bismack is not it's not a Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic imposing, true 5. So they could end up going a bit smaller there.
So we already got some MVP battles going.
There we go.
There
we go. Joker right there.
Joker
paving for all your needs, buddy.
Contact
him for all your paving needs. That's my man, right?
6 seed. He's a 6 seed. I don't want to hear it. He's a 6 seed.
No, right.
He's a 6 seed.
And no disrespect to your boy. I'm sure he paves a hell of a driveway, but we're talking about MVP basketball here, and that's Joel Embiid. Okay.
Hold on. Where are the Sixers in the standings?
Oh,
he's also a 6 seed. He's not MVP.
Right.
If you don't win the East, you're not MVP. If you can't win the East, you can't win MVP.
I don't want to hear Embiid then.
Oh, man.
I didn't say MVP.
Listen, when they make that trade with Sacramento, okay, and it all works.
Philly's 1.5 games back, though. It's not like they're like
1.5.
2, 6. Like they're 1.5 games
back.
Dude,
the East is ridiculous. Like,
yeah, I know.
The spread from 1 to 11.
Back. It's not a big
stretch. 12.
I don't want to hear it. Joker's on
MVP.
Joker's on MVP. 6 seed. You're not an MVP. No.
Thank you.
You're 6.
Thank you.
Yeah, then I don't want to hear it about
That's what I was told. That's what I was told. When the greatest shooter of all time had the best offensive season, he can't be MVP. He was an 8 seed. Okay, so you can't be MVP. You're a 6 seed. I don't care what your PER is.
Curry's not going to be MVP this year the way he's starting to shoot.
But
his shooting
as long as it's not. I don't want to hear Joker MVP. He's a 6 seed.
Better than he was.
If he wins MVP this year, he has to go to his house, take it off his shelf, and give it to Steph.
You're going to have to come to Siberia or wherever the hell he's from to go get that one.
Yeah,
that's back on the farm, man. It's not the house. It's on the farm. That's locked away.
Prince, what's up, buddy? Says I'm late. You're not late, man. YouTube can always be replayed. We're gonna run down everything we have right now before we get out of here, just in case you missed it and you go back and look. Right, we'll talk cores. All right, here we got, and this is mine, John Murray, RJ, and Suggs. Okay, you got Ghost's core, which is Trae, Bismack, Cam Johnson, and a Pacer, which we absolutely love. Adams core, Harden, Bismack, Biyombo, and Cam Johnson, and to be determined because obviously, like we said, we still have an hour left for news to come out. You just never know, right?
Raptors and Kings got to help us out here a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost has got these pacer high range, man. You got Levert, you got the mid and Gogan, low and Lambert Johnson. Just loving him some Isaiah Jackson, which is great. And then we got some value plays, and this is again the fancy Firebox value play, and D Wade at 3,100 and DeAndre Bembry at 34 from that Brooklyn squad. And then we have some bets. So let's go over to prop bets real fast. We'll run through them. You see it right there. George Hill over 1.5 threes plus money, plus 185. DeAndre Murray over 1.5 threes. He better get it tonight, man, or I'm going to be pissed. Adam goes Jimmy Butler. He says anytime he's under 35, you got to bet him minus 120 right there. We got Adams going. There's his MVP. Joker over 13.5 boards at plus 100. And then Ghost going right to the Murray wagon. I love it. Jonte with 10 plus assists. Plus 120. Trae Young, 30 plus points, minus 105. And then we go back. Adams going right back to Bismack Biyombo over 12.5 points. And then I'm going to end with Jalen Suggs over 5.5 at plus money for assists. And Begley for that Sacramento game, he's going to come back tonight. I'm telling you, this is a 15-point night for my man Marvin, plus 100. Love every minute of it. We got some more comments before we go. We already got some people throwing in. They got the Divvy Bembry buckets, Jeff Green, Spicy P, Lamb K. Listen, man, you guys. Here's the thing, man. I don't know somebody's nicknames. I'm a full transparency. Like, I'm looking at this like it's Greek. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys got to help me out. It's probably not Discord enough. Everybody kills me.
You don't even know yet. Wait till Brian starts playing NBA again. You have no idea what you're in for with those nicknames.
Man, I'm like, who the hell is Spicy P?
That's Pascal Siakam. That's Pascal Siakam, Spicy P.
Is that real? I like that. I like that.
You got Storm and Norman Powell. Storm and Norman. Spicy P. Yeah, the Rob's got some nicknames. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Now, Tone says, did you just logged in? Did you talk about Kessler Edwards? We did not touch on Kessler Edwards, but we did touch on a lot of Brooklyn Nets and San Antonio Spurs. And guys, got anything on Kessler Edwards?
Guy, man. Kessler's just a cardio guy. He's the one guy on the Nets that actually gets minutes, and he does the least amount with them typically.
That's the thing, man. Like he's a volume guy. I mean, he's getting max minutes, but he's just. I mean, he's consistent, but nothing crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, 4,300, like that's your Cam Johnson spot right there. And if you need somebody else, Terrence Mann is 3,700. Like I play Terrence Mann over Kessler Edwards probably 90 times out of 100.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. It's just it's right there for you, 100%. Anybody again? Follow us. We're here every single night. We got this, boys. We got 3 minutes. We're plus 3. It's a good bet tonight. We're plus 3 minutes. We 45, 46, and 42. So we're plus 3 minutes. So I am not going to jinx it. I'm not going to talk enough at the end, so we can just get the hell out of here and go set those lines. So as always, Win Daily Sports. Adam, Ghost, myself. Tomorrow, what's the slate tomorrow night, Adam? Is it another big slate tomorrow night or no?
No, tomorrow is 2 games, so I will be back on Friday with you guys.
Friday, right. So, I don't know, 2 games, Ghost. I don't know, it's going to be a really
let's be honest.
Play Joel Embiid.
Yes, Jojo. Tomorrow's going to be props for profit all night long. That's all that's going to be.
He might actually get ownership
Joel
tomorrow.
Embiid in fantasy, man. Do you know how much that sucks? Like
nobody's done it these past few weeks. This guy's putting up like 40 raw points a night, and everyone's like,
"Oh my god!"
He's coming in like under 10% almost every night.
Like it's a categories league too, and the guy goes 18 for 20 from the stripe. Like
18 for 20. Let that sink that in, Ben Simmons, out your Cali life right there. 18 for 20, man. Insane. Absolutely insane. But again, as always, everybody checking in. We love it. What's that?
I said, I don't know if Ben Simmons is taking 20 shots in a season.
Yeah, he's taking 20 shots. It's just not on the basketball court. That's about it. But as always, everybody, thanks for checking in. All the boys on YouTube, you guys are fantastic. You helped this show go. For myself, Adam, and Ghost, as always, everybody stay profitable tonight. Get those lines in. Check the Discord. Obviously, Adam's in there all the time as long as it's up. It was down a lot today, so it looks like it's up now. Maybe a little slow, but all those updates coming in. So everybody, we want to thank you for your support. Win Daily Sports is where you find us. Powered by the Sharp app. I'm Tony. This is Adam. This is Goes. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. We'll catch you tomorrow.